The voting phase for BDP 11 is almost over, so I think it's high time we look at the top 10 pirate sets and crown a winner. Let's go. And with that, let's jump right in. This is the Ruby of the Seas by BrickStability. I have already talked about this a little bit in my first BDP video, the first look one, the one with this thumbnail. Check that out if you haven't seen it yet and you want me to go over this in more detail. But in the pirate theme, this is a fresh take for me and something I really like. Comes in at 2,356 pieces and it's just this really lovely looking shipwreck, right? Part of a ship with this monstrous kraken octopus kind of looking thing at the top really stands out. It was the first thing that caught my eye when I scrolled through all of the pirate sets, and it still holds up. I like all of the little details, all of these underwater plants, the crab, right? All of these little pieces of treasure that you could find that would have spilled out of a treasure chest that, when the ship hit the seafloor, then kind of exploded everywhere, or even already when the ship was under attack. I mean, something must have sunken this ship, maybe an even bigger sea monster, right? This entire set simply tells the story of a sunken ship so well. You have a school of fish going by over here, and then you can peer into compartments of it. We don't know what happened to the rest of the ship, right? Has it been completely blown up? If we move on, we find a jellyfish escaping from the crow's nest, which I think is a nice touch. That looks really cool. You have some sharks down here. The rockwork is decent. More of these plants, all of these gold elements. I think this is just really good looking. And then we haven't even talked about the one person that got left behind and apparently died with the ship. This is a cool set from all angles, right? The more pictures you look at, the better it looks. So I hope the BDP gives Ruby of the Seas a decent chance. Just, yeah, this is cool. I like the angle a lot. All of the angles, the ship, the mast, the animals, good looking set. Congratulations, BrickStability. Let's move on to the smallest set in my top 10. This is Pirate's Throne by PK_. Comes in at only 403 pieces. And it just stood out to me. First of all, I really like the way this throne looks. If we go ahead and remove the minifig, right? You can have another look at it. There's only a few parts that go into the eponymous throne as a little side build, right? Maybe that's the only thing that survived when his ship wrecked, or maybe he was thrown overboard, right? At some point he must have had a companion. Maybe they died in the shipwreck, we don't know. But there are a lot of questions this set just puts out there for you to answer, and every child's individual play pattern, if you will, if this ends up actually being in the hands of children, which I hope some of these BDP sets absolutely do, because they can. A lot of designers don't just focus on displayability, but incorporate play features and storytelling like this. If we have a look at this little boat, right? Apparently there's already water leaking in and he has to use a bucket to get it out. I really like these two string elements that they used. Just this little tiny boat. There's so much you can do with just this pre-molded big boat part, and then add your own stuff on top of it. I like that he has a treasure map as well. Maybe he's still looking for treasure despite, he's probably about to starve. I would have liked to see an inclusion of some kind of fishing rod or something like that, because obviously he has to eat at some point. He does have 2 bottles and a cup, so maybe he can drink. There's some coconuts over here. This is a cool looking little pirate set, and I hope that the people in charge of the BDP have a look at this one as well. But now we move on to something much bigger. This is the Pirate Hideout by TheForge. Obviously not the first, certainly not the last Forge set we're talking about. This comes in at 2,940 pieces, and I know that I often say I don't include stuff that's open backed, but in this case I'm gonna make an exception, right? Because I really like the rockwork down here. This is just superbly done, along with this man-made wall that they used, and get some nice curvature in there that looks really good, as well as the palm trees, which really convinced me. I like looking at this, and then I like going into more detail. I really like the cloud that they created with these white pieces, to showcase that there's a bullet or a cannonball being fired from this cannon. What I don't like, and correct me if I'm mistaken, but I think this must be a sticker, right? And this is a sticker that goes over 3 individual elements. I don't think Lego wants to do that, and I think Lego is right. I don't think we should be doing that. Obviously, there should be we don't need to have a discussion about, all prints in a BDP set. That's just, outside of what the designers can actually do. But I just don't like this. I don't think it needed it. Just make this middle part white and it's fine. We don't need this detail, right? This extra design that's being put on the sticker here. The rest, yeah, minifigs look good. Obviously, I would not be using them, but I like this one and I like the parrot. They're kind of cool. They're pirates, you know, basic pirates. You're probably going to replace them anyway. I like this little small building on the loading dock. You have somebody loading a couple of arms onto a smaller boat. Maybe there's some fishing going on. There is even a little crane, right, to offload some of your cargo. I like that this is at an angle. And if we go further ahead, we see this wall again, which curves around this tower. The tower build is fantastic. The colors are really good. Again, I like the way the vegetation integrates into the design of this, both color-wise and shape-wise. There was a little monkey there. Yeah, this is what I meant. These are open-backed buildings. I don't mind them as much. I probably just put it on a shelf and then I would never see it. Anyway, I just think it's cool. Maybe there's a light brick in here. Probably not, though. Again, should this be allowed? I don't know. But we do have a blacksmith doing some work. I like all of these flags. This is just a cool looking build with a pirate bar. This is a nice sticker detail that I don't mind at all. This is a pirate hideout by TheForge. If you like this, vote for it. There are more play features, more accessibility features. You can remove a wall and this palm tree. Again, there's this little monkey looking good. I like it a lot. Moving on to Monkey Island by Marnus. Comes in at 2,212 pieces, and there are variations of this set in the Bricklink Designer Program right now. This is the smaller version of it. Later on, we'll look at another set and we'll see the bigger version of that. But I think this is enough for that Monkey Island, Monkey Skull Island kind of idea. I think this looks really cool. I like the vegetation and rock builds. I think we could be even more economical with our use of bricks if we remove this darkest blue color over there. I don't really like it, and it doesn't, to me, it doesn't add anything to the set. I want to focus on the skull and I want to focus on the colors and the vegetation, and this dark blue simply takes away from the set for me. Have another look at the different angle. Yeah, I like these little windows over here. This monkey skull build is really cool. I wonder when I see things like that, did they just find this and then named it monkey skull, or did they carve this? Because this doesn't look natural to me. It looks too good, right? Maybe in another iteration of this set, one could try to make it look more natural. Then again, maybe the pirates also engage in stone masonry and did this. It looks really cool. I like the other side of it as well. Another little crane which holds a prison cell and a skeleton. More of these cool parrot pieces. This is a really good look at a small area where they, you know, dine, I guess. There's a room with a map, and yeah, the backside, this is strong. This looks cool. I like this. There's so much going on. You could zoom in forever. All of the vegetation that covers up certain parts of the set. Yeah, I find that intriguing. I want to look what's behind there. Good presentation, good looking set. Again, I don't think we need the dark blue color. Yeah. The minifigs are all right as well. I like this shot, and I like that they didn't use the light up features that are available to you on Studio. That would be false advertising. They didn't, so props to you, Marnus. Good job. I like the teeth here as well. Yeah, this is cool. Get another shark. Good looking set. Move on to something we have already talked about last series. This is Captain's Retreat by One Eye Christus. Comes in at 1,906 parts, and I feel like it's only gotten better. I loved this the last time round, and I still really like it. This idea of an elderly captain trying to, you know, find some kind of refuge, trying to find an island where they could, you know, spend the remainder of their life. I really, really like the vegetation. The choice of colors, the choice of shapes, they all work together. This is a good looking set. I also like sand blue a lot, so the color of the hut, yeah. This rock work, which is simplistic, but saves you a lot of parts and still looks really, really cool. To me, there's a little much going on, right? I didn't need all of these minifigs. Maybe I would have just preferred to have the one captain, but then again, obviously, I can just take the others out. You get more, which is cool. I wonder, are these supposed to be sharks? Maybe we get another look at that. I think they are. that looks pretty cool, right? More storytelling. You have not just this little, really small island with this big, massive build on top of it, but it's shark-infested waters around there, and still people are fishing here. Yeah, the captain itself is fishing. I really like the way that they have done this jumping fish. This is a good-looking set. Comes apart, is to a certain degree modular, right? You can remove individual levels, get some access, actually, you know, play with it. You can remove the rockwork to reveal a treasure and a couple of bones, right? This is cool. I like this a lot. Again, I liked it the last time. I really like this printed map piece. I think that's from the Endurance. That's good. All of it, all angles. There's a lot to do with it. I like when you have minifigs going under certain parts of the build as well. Yeah, One Eye Christos, good job. I hope your set will get chosen for the pirate theme. This plant is fantastic. And you even get, I mean, there's so many animals, 2 cats and a dog. And people can prepare some fish. Is this crab stealing the rum and descending into the ocean again? Good storytelling. Overall, very strong set, and so is The Curse of Yucatan by BallisticBricks. Comes in at 2,510 pieces, and I wonder whether I've seen this before. I think it looks cool. If it was in BDP 10 already, then I think they massively improved over it, because now I just couldn't pass it up, right? I really like sand green, as you know, and these little skull, probably monkey skull statues down here look really cool. I very recently saw a building like that, a little more distressed, but also with like 10,000 more pieces on Instagram by some designer. I wonder if it's the same person. But yeah, this looks cool. Obviously very South American, Central American, themed in the architecture of the old Aztecs, Mayas. I am not super familiar with the individual designs they used for their temple, so I'm sorry about that. But what I really like is the detail they used for the splashing water down here. I think those are white leaf elements. Trees are good. I'm not the biggest fan of this element, but if you ever use it, then it's probably in a set like this. Yeah, comes apart. You can split it into 2 or open it like a book. Comes with a bunch of minifigs. Most of them are really cool, dressed up skeletons, which I like. Those are usable for me. And both sides of this pyramid look very different with the different kinds of rockwork and these stairs, but still look really cool individually and put together. Yeah, I love that you can populate this set with these little Aztec, Mayan skeleton warriors, and then you have a couple of, I guess they're Spanish, right? Let's not talk about colonization and imperialism too much, but I think this is what, you know, that's the backstory of this set, I suppose. But yeah, these conquistadores, they look good too. Cool looking set, a lot of light tan, but I mean, if you use it that well, why not? And on the inside you find a lot of gold, which I also like. I think, yeah, there's another picture of it. I do think I have looked at this before. Yeah, it looks cool. I like the mix of green for like an emerald, right, and the gold. This looks good. The throne, cool. And again, yeah, more skulls down here. I like these blue flames. There's a spider. I mean, this is a Spider-Man element, I think. Looks good. If you're into broadening your horizon when it comes to pirates a little more, and also include stuff like this, yeah, even like the statue down here, there's a monkey. Cool set. Let's move on to something entirely different, because this isn't even the same season. This is Winter Shipyard by, yes, Owen 87, another Owen set. I saw more. I could have chosen more. This designer just does a lot of stuff that I really like. But obviously this is a departure from the lush vegetation and the environments of Southern America or the Caribbean that we looked at with the other pirate sets. And this is set in winter. I think, yeah, maybe Vikings should be its own sub-theme. I don't really see this as a piratey set, it's more of a Viking set, but I still really like it. What I think does it for me in some of these designs by Owen 87 is that the choice of lighting often goes very well with the depressing look the sets have to them, which I don't mean that derogatively, right? I don't mean it in a negative sense at all. I think this is cool. It's heavy, right? And it fits Scandinavian winter very well, I think. Yeah, but all of the detail, the colors, muted colors that go so well with this rich blue ocean. Cool looking shipyard, probably the best looking shipyard I have looked at so far in BDP 11 and 10. And I like that it's, you know, taking place in winter and we get something very different from what I would have been expecting in the pirate theme. I like it. Hidden compartments, open doors, you can probably remove the roof. Individual rooms, there's some repair work going on over there, I guess. A couple of tools, there's a key. It's always good to have a key to somewhere. It just is good storytelling. Yeah, you have a little boat and somebody or a couple of people working on this skeleton of a bigger ship, maybe a long ship for the rest of the Viking crew that might come over. I like this, even though it's not very piratey. It doesn't scream colors at you. It just tells you a vibe, which I enjoy. But let's move on to Dreadspire Isle by J_HRVT. And let me just say one thing. Designers, if you decide you want to set up a Bricklink account and then submit a set for the Bricklink Designer Program, by all means, please do. But also, please give me a pronounceable name. I honestly believe that names that are hard to pronounce lower your chances of being covered by YouTubers, for example. So, I mean, I still cover whatever I like, but, you know, make my life easier. It will make your life easier to go with something people can pronounce. Thank you very much. That said, cool looking set. And the first thing I want to talk about, just look at this picture, right? The first picture right there. I really like the way the set and the background integrate. This is well done. I didn't need this title, I didn't need this flag, but we talk a lot about presentation, and presentation matters, especially when you look at it's almost 600 sets, right? First impressions matter a lot, and this is well done. I really like this background. Whether or not this is AI generated or hand drawn doesn't really matter to me. It looks good. This is just well presented, but let's jump in a little closer and look at all of these 1,862 pieces. You get a little float, you get a shark, you got remnants of a pirate ship that might have, I don't know, sunken in the vicinity of this little island. You get a little prison cell down here. The minifigs are all right. Again, nothing to write home about, but we shouldn't be focused on minifigs in the BDP. I like that you get a skeleton. I like these brick built sails. I like that they are damaged. That looks good. I really like the inclusion of this string element that minifigs could use as a zip line, go from the crow's nest over here down to this prison cell. I do think they would crash into this palm tree, but I guess I'm okay with that. Then there's a couple of stairs they could use to go down even further. The rest of the set, other side, yeah, I don't... This is a black spider web. Are spider webs ever black? If not, is this not supposed to be a natural spider web? I don't know, I find that a little weird, but it's not the only color choice I don't agree with. I don't like the green for these elements either. That's just too neon to me. I'm fine with it as a plant or like as a palm tree leaf. That looks good. Again, the palm trees look fine. But these colors, that's, I don't know, it's a little too much for me personally. Yeah, get a cannon down here, get this little sign that, what does it say? They indicate the directions towards Skull's Pit and Pariah Side. If your minifigs want to sail there, go on another adventure. I really like this jank telescope. On the inside you find a couple of rooms, very sparsely populated, but I think that's okay. I like the beds over here. It does come apart, so you get access to it. You can actually play with it if you play with your Lego. Cool set, we're almost there. Here's my second place. And this Pirate Fortress by NicolasCarlier was so close to winning, but then I found something else. Comes in at 3,794 pieces, and this is what I imagine a pirate fortress would look like. If we go with this, I mean, we could also just, you know, not do the castle set we do every year and maybe focus on other cool themes. Regardless, this is a cool looking fortress with a lot to discover. I like it from the outside, but I like it even better when we go into detail, right? There's so much stuff here. An abandoned lighthouse, a room where people can sleep, the captain's cabin, prison cells, of course, more storage space, crew quarters, a crow's nest, and a chess room. What else can you ask for in a pirate fortress? I like that they reduced the rockwork to a minimum over here to save up on a couple of pieces. Of course, you can spend hundreds, thousands of pieces just on rockwork, but then you're not building anything else. And I think for a set like this, it's okay to go with the official Lego way. Lego wouldn't do this any differently either, right? They would just try to reduce pieces for something like this and just give us more detail elsewhere. And I think here on the back side, that's a good idea. It's a compromise you have to make, and I think it's right. It's the right decision. But if you take certain levels of it away, take the roof away, peer into it, it just looks cool on the inside. But the roof itself also looks good. I like the red roof and these green palm trees. They give us a nice contrast. This just sells me the Caribbean, sells me a pirate themed set. I personally don't really care about the individual sleeping arrangements of my pirates minifigs, but for kids, if they get to play with that, obviously the minifigs have to go to sleep somewhere. That's cool. I like the skull and crossbones over here, and of course every pirate fortress must have a secret room which you could access by removing some of the rockwork and then enter there. The minifigs perfectly fine. I like that you get a monkey and a pigeon and a parrot on top of them. Some of them are very usable, have usable pieces. I like the hats. I like the choice of wigs. This is a good looking set, and why not combine pirates and castle in a set like this? But here is my number one. And of course it's Legacy Islands by 7 Deadly Bricks, who I'm sure is watching right now. So hi, 3,553 pieces used to recreate the set from my childhood, or the theme from my childhood, right? Islanders is what I grew up with. This is what I remember, and I love seeing it come back in such an amazing looking way. Of course, I'm a little sad that we don't get the actual pieces that, you know, used to be used for the minifigs as, you know, their masks, but this is a really good recreation. I like this as a tribute to the Islanders theme a lot. This is really cool. And that you get the original designs, right? Obviously they have to be stickers now, but this is what it looked like. This shield, I had so many of these shields. This is so cool. And of course you get a shark as well and a little pirate ship. I think that LEGO has a problem with doing something like that for implications of this being somewhat racist, obviously. But at the same time, it's very nostalgic for kids who grew up with the theme. Maybe there's a world where we can celebrate Islander culture in such a way that it does not have these implications, right? I like that the Islanders are obviously winning and cornering the pirates in this picture. The layout is really cool. There's a lot of play involved in a set like this and a lot of opportunity, yeah? And this just straight up looks like one of the sets of my childhood. I really love these little sculptures, these stone carvings that you have another skeleton wearing a conquistador or a pirate or some kind of imperial hat. So again, the Islanders, they must win in something. In this scenario, the boats are really good. I think I had a catamaran like this as well. And of course a little dinghy like that. But this is awesome. I love that you have this portal here which you could remove. I like that they reused these horn pieces. This is a good looking tribute to the Islanders theme. Again, these really cool shields. I love this. This is awesome. This is so cool. Lush vegetation, which of course we didn't have. I mean, at the end of the day, this is what I remember my childhood sets to look like. But then I go back and actually do. And of course they look nothing like that. This looks awesome. I love the bridge as well. What a cool throwback, right? A blast from the past. A fantastic set. Congratulations, 7 Deadly Bricks. I hope you make it. I hope your set makes it. I hope we get to bring Islanders back. But what do you think? Did I get any of these right? Are any of these your favorites for the pirate theme? Please don't forget we have a giveaway going on. I published another video yesterday, very long, from Legoland Germany. But if you want to win some Lego Star Wars sets, it's the video with this thumbnail. Check that out. While you're there, why don't you give this video a like, sub to the channel, leave a comment, tell me about your favorite pirate sets, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.
Welcome to my ant card. This is just a hangout. Yeah, I'm a crank that shit. Bro, that's so damn loud. It's nothing but a little intermission. Enjoy these soothing bars of utter indecision. Buddy people, you can trust me. It's an ant card. I know all those fire jokes and get you saying hard. It's an ant card. This shit ain't some voodoo, bro. I know you want to stay, but it's time for you to go.